Another day, another story. Kevin's Startup School Talk delves into the essential elements of evaluating startup ideas from an investor's perspective: problem, solution, and insight. The problem should be significant, the solution problem-centered, and the insight offering an unfair advantage. To package your hypothesis for investors, maintain clarity in your YC startup application. Be concise, clear, and avoid ambiguity, jargon, and complexity. Use conversational language, clear nouns, and avoid abstract descriptions. When evaluating startup applications, concise descriptions are vital. Examples from Airbnb, Dropbox, Lumineye, and Vahan illustrate effective brevity. X for Y, descriptions can work but require X to be widely recognized, Y to benefit from X, and Y to represent a substantial market. Simplify and clarify descriptions. Focus on nouns, choose active verbs, and select modifiers carefully. For instance, we create affordable medical devices for sub-Saharan Africa. Can be concise and clear. Emphasize storytelling in pitches and address YC application questions strategically. Balancing industry-specific language and simplicity is crucial, and addressing the how and why can be done separately in the application. Recognize true product-market fit when the company is inundated with customers. Kevin shares his experience applying to YC, highlighting the importance of confidence in your strategy, even if it begins with phase 1 of a multi-stage idea. Avoid defensiveness and efficiently plan transitions between phases, as illustrated by a Colombian company's approach. In summary, present your startup idea with clarity and brevity, use effective descriptions, focus on storytelling, and be confident in your strategy, even if it starts with a single phase. Kevin: this is part 2 of my Startup School Talk on evaluating startup ideas from an investor's perspective. We've discussed the importance of a startup idea composed of 3 key elements: the problem, the solution, and insight. Your problem should be significant and pervasive. Your solution should start with the problem rather than technology, and you need an insight that gives your company an unfair advantage. I've covered 5 types of unfair advantages in the previous part. Now, let's focus on how to package your hypothesis for an investor. The YC startup application is essential, and you should read How to Apply Successfully by Paul Graham. Your goal is to be clear. I don't need you to sell me as a YC partner. Investors should imagine rare events that could lead to your success rather than poking holes in your idea. They should evaluate whether they understand, are excited, like the team, and want to work with you. To make your idea clear, it must be legible, simple, and obvious. A clear idea is essential for organic growth, as word of mouth spreads when people can easily explain it. Avoid ambiguity, complexity, mystery, and ignorable language. Be conversational, avoid jargon, skip preambles, and ensure your idea is reproducible. Use clear nouns to describe what you're making, the problem, and your target customers. For example, "We are going to transform the relationship between individuals and information," is a bad description because it lacks clear nouns and is overly abstract. When evaluating startup applications, concise and clear descriptions are crucial. Many applicants start with lengthy narratives about their company's backstory, which can be overwhelming. Take Airbnb's application to YC as an example. It effectively conveys its concept as the first online marketplace for travelers to book rooms with locals instead of hotels. This brevity allows evaluators to quickly grasp the idea and focus on the team's potential. Another example of a succinct description is Dropbox, which straightforwardly syncs files across computers. Unlike some companies that pad their descriptions with unnecessary information or defensive statements, Dropbox avoids this pitfall. These superfluous details can alienate evaluators and detract from a clear understanding of the business. Lumineye provides another excellent example with its description: X-ray vision for soldiers and first responders. This concise yet captivating statement prompts curiosity and serves as a foundation for further exploration. It enables evaluators to start asking pertinent questions about the team, progress, and customer traction, making it an effective description. Similarly, Vahan's description as LinkedIn for the next billion internet users offers a clear, though not entirely detailed, picture. This type of X for Y description is beneficial if used correctly. However, it should meet specific criteria. X must be widely recognized, Y should genuinely benefit from X's model, and Y should represent a substantial market opportunity. To use X for Y effectively, X should be a household name, ensuring a broad understanding of its success. Y should demonstrably benefit from the application of X's model, and it should represent a substantial market. For example, comparing a startup to Buffer when describing itself as Buffer for Snapchat can be counterproductive if Buffer is significantly smaller than Snapchat. In summary, startup applications should lead with clarity, avoiding excessive details. Conciseness is key, as it reflects deep thinking about the idea and efficient communication. The best descriptions are concise yet informative, presenting key aspects of the business clearly and prompting evaluators to ask relevant questions. Proper nouns should not be capitalized excessively, and the focus should remain on the problem being solved. To illustrate, consider a longer description. Our company will make low-cost and low-power consumption medical devices based on artificial intelligence and IoT suitable for sub-Saharan communities. This description, while clear, can be refined for conciseness, allowing evaluators to quickly understand the business and its potential. In the first part of the discussion, the focus is on identifying the nouns in a description. The goal is to determine what the core elements are in a business description, particularly one related to a company producing medical devices for sub-Saharan communities. The emphasis is on the importance of simplicity and clarity in conveying the essence of the business. Moving on, the conversation explores the significance of choosing the right verbs and elements to describe a business actively. It stresses that the verb should reflect what the company creates, with an emphasis on an active voice structure. The goal is to ensure that each element added to the description contributes meaningfully and elicits excitement. The discussion then shifts to analyzing modifiers used in the description, particularly low cost and low power consumption for medical devices. The narrator expresses interest in the low cost aspect as it aligns with affordability for developing countries. However, they remain cautious about the relevance of low power consumption. The message is that modifiers should be carefully considered for their impact on the company's competitive advantage. Summarizing the key points, the revised description is suggested to be concise and clear. We create affordable medical devices for sub-Saharan Africa. The narrator addresses potential concerns that some founders might have about oversimplifying their business and reassures them that investors understand the complexity of businesses. It underscores the importance of creating a foundation for curiosity in a pitch. The conversation transitions to addressing questions from the audience. The first question pertains to making a compelling pitch during a demo day, focusing on what elements can make a pitch stand out in a room filled with potential investors. The narrator emphasizes the need to make investors want to engage in further conversations and highlights the importance of effective storytelling. The second question revolves around a specific question on the YC application. What's something surprising or amusing that you've noticed about the world? The narrator explains that this question is designed to understand how applicants think and to gauge their interests. It's seen as a way to evaluate whether the applicant is someone others would want to spend time with. The next question addresses the challenge of balancing complex industry-specific language with simplicity in communication, especially for a complex fintech solution. The narrator advises that it's essential to be proficient in communicating with industry experts while also crafting a narrative that is accessible to non-experts, investors, and the press. The final question seeks insights into how the best applications make the reviewer feel. The narrator shares that the most compelling applications make them want to join the company, while others simply energize them. The emphasis is on creating a strong impression that sparks curiosity and enthusiasm. A supplementary question inquires about the importance of addressing the how and why in an application. The narrator advises that while these aspects are crucial, they should be addressed separately from the initial description, possibly in other sections of the application. Conciseness is highlighted as a key factor in making the application easy to skim. Finally, the last question pertains to recognizing if a company is on the right path to achieving product-market fit. The narrator humorously suggests that if you have to ask whether you have product-market fit, the answer is likely no. True product-market fit is when a company is inundated with customers and facing the challenge of scaling to meet demand. The whole thing feels like a loss of control and change in the company, which is unusual. Most companies never experience this. Kevin shares a story about when he applied to Y Combinator, struggling to describe his company's purpose. Initially, he pitched a convoluted idea but ended up pivoting during the interview. He advises focusing on describing the first phase of a multi-stage idea. YC partners may question the necessity of the first phase, so be confident in your strategy. Avoid sounding defensive or overly concerned about the idea size. If you're starting with phase 1 but have plans for phase 3, ensure the transition is efficient. For instance, a Colombian company is starting with automated marketing for hair salons on WhatsApp before expanding to other industries. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Thanks for watching.